Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at Ask Adam Torres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Shivani Chokshi on the line, and she's co-founder and CEO over at Impaction. Shivani, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I'm excited to get today's topic, so empowering leaders to make a difference in their communities. But before we get into that, let's go a little bit further into what you're doing over at Impaction. Tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Yeah, sure. So Impaction is a social enterprise that essentially lowers the barriers for young students and even business professionals to make a positive social difference in their local communities. So what this means is, we're showing that the current narrative around creating a social impact essentially makes it a little difficult for people who, can't quit their jobs and start something from scratch, and people who are interested in social impact in the first place, showing them that there are opportunities where they can connect with people virtually. So we show that there are more ways to make an impact than starting something from scratch, like reading positive news articles instead of negative news, posting on our forum for ideas, and also just solving challenges for real-world social entrepreneurs over Skype every other Sunday. So you ultimately only need internet access and 1 hour of your time every other week, and you can make a direct impact.
Man, that is so exciting. What a great idea. And what I really like about this is that you're really focusing on taking all the excuses out, So meaning, and I don't mean people make excuses like they don't want to, they want to, but I shouldn't say excuse. I should say the hurdles. Like it's hard for people to get out. It's hard to do certain things, but if you can kind of bring that impact to them, that becomes interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we've seen. We've tested this idea through interviews and surveys with hundreds of people across the world. And we started to see patterns where 93% of the people that we reached out to had an interest in creating positive social impact, but 40% did not believe that the current social impact space made it easy to do so. So we even, tried to push our research further and understand specifically about how young leaders feel about their traditional ways of making impact, right? So the traditional ways like voting and protesting are now seen as indirect and fragmented, and some, like creating a social enterprise, is even expensive. So you're exactly right. We're trying to take the excuses out and, bringing the impact and the platform to them.
Speaking of which, so you just redesigned and had a new website launch. So first off, congratulations. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, thank you. So we redesigned our website about 2 weeks ago, so it's really recent. And with this redesign, we added to features specifically on our homepage, just to make it a little bit more transparent and more vision-oriented for our community members. So we now have a community of 750 people located around 50 different countries around the world. So we're seeing that, with the messaging and the narrative that you're bringing out to connect people in different interests in this space as well, it's just very important, especially for social impact, to get people empowered in the first place. So that's what our redesign was really focused in on, changing that narrative so, we can bring people from different parts of the world together on one stage.
I think that's also something very interesting about what you're doing in your platform, is the idea of really reaching out and crossing borders, not just of states or cities, but of countries. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that experience has been?
Absolutely. So, like I said, you can use our platform just to read innovation news articles, and these articles are actually, there are the types of articles that aren't recognized by mainstream media these days. And it's about, amazing social innovators and entrepreneurs that are making a positive change in their communities, but we don't hear about them. So we're highlighting them on Innovation News, and it's like a great idea for people who want to start something of their own. So they can use that as a resource hub. And, a forum is your typical forum where you can post ideas or challenges. But the thing that we really see as being beneficial for our community members is how we use video session and ultimately how we use Skype to connect people. So usually when it comes to these video sessions, an entrepreneur can reach out to us and say, hey, I need help solving challenges in these two areas in my enterprise, and I want to hear your community feedback on this. And we end up sending out a blast to our community members and letting them know that this entrepreneur needs their help. Whoever wants to sign up for this Sunday's video session can do so. So we see people from, oh my God, it's from all over the world that are joining this 1 hour call on a Sunday and ultimately sharing their advice and their opinions to the social entrepreneur, in which the social entrepreneur can bring back to their community members and even connect with people offline, off the call as well. So it's just, you're seeing so many different types of people come together, and that's one piece of feedback that we've heard continuously. It's just the value of connecting with people that you wouldn't be able to connect with in, standard social media platforms.
Man, that's absolutely amazing, and I love it, and I love when something kind of starts to grow organically and that movement builds, and you can see, and I also love the thought process of how people are even going offline to kind of continue the conversation, because it shows that you're creating even these little microcosms of groups that are going to want to help each other and grow with each other, and all of those people coming together. I'm guessing there's people from different experience levels. Some people may be just getting started, some people may be very experienced, but the combination of all those probably makes for a pretty amazing experience overall.
Absolutely. Because it's so human-centered, we're constantly thinking about how we can, leverage our connections, our opportunities for people who really do want to do good. And it's been the best job so far, for sure.
Fantastic. So, Shivani, if somebody's listening to this and they want to learn more about Impaction, what's the best way for them to follow up and to reach out and to get involved?
Yeah, so you can check us out at www.myimpaction.com, and you can sign up for the website. Be sure to sign up for the newsletters as well, because that is how we can communicate with you directly. You can also check us out on various social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Our Instagram handle in particularly is @HumansInspiringImpact. And that handle, we don't talk about updates with our company. It's kind of a spin on Humans of New York, if you're familiar with that, where we showcase stories of social entrepreneurs and students and business professionals, and we tell their stories on the Instagram itself. So, yeah, check us out on social media and our actual website.
Fantastic. Well, Shivani, been awesome having you on the show today. Appreciate all the great work you're doing over at Impaction to grow your community and to help others make a difference in their local communities. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review in the Apple iTunes Store, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give that a subscribe, but also leave us some comments in the video. Love to know what kind of projects and what kind of things that you're working on. And Shivani, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all of the work that you're doing at Mission Matters as well. This is great.